it's time to wake up and start your morning brew. Coming to you live every morning from his home studio or wherever he is at 8 a.m. It's time to start your day with a cup of Jon Jon. Now here's your host, the boy so nice they named him twice, Jon Jon Lannen.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Cup of Jon Jon Podcast. I, of course, am your host of the show, Jon Jon, and let's get right into episode 88. Happy Friday, my friends. TGIF. Boo, 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 boo. Thank you, of course, for joining us for another episode of, like I mentioned, the Cup of Jon Jon. This is your daily dose or your shot of inspiration every single day in podcast form. I want to thank you guys again for joining me. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back, my friends. I also see all of you guys listening on all the various platforms, whether that be you're watching the transcription on YouTube, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or even Google Podcasts. I want to thank you guys for listening. Now, specifically, if you're on an Apple device, please head over to Apple Podcasts and rate this podcast. You can do so at the Apple Store, and those little podcast reviews help our pod so tremendously. So thank you in advance, and much love. It's so cool to see the numbers climb on this podcast, and of course, we absolutely couldn't have done it without all of you listening. So again, thank you for listening to the Cup of Jon Jon. It's crazy to think when I brought back this podcast in the form of the Jon Jon Happy Hour and the Cup of Jon Jon that we'd be now looking at 88 episodes strong. And again, thank you guys so much for joining us on this daily journey. Along with you all, of course, it took a little persistence and wherewithal from myself. Now, I don't like to often give myself credit, but it took a lot to make sure that I commit to the podcast and continue bringing you all episodes. So that really is going to be the spirit of today's message of the day. Every day on the Cup of Jon Jon, we pick a message or an inspirational quote of the day to get us motivated for that day. And today's message is quite simple, my friends. Today's message is, just don't quit. That's right. Today's message is really quite simple. Just don't quit. When going gets tough, stick it through. When things are challenging, push through. When things aren't going your way, make it through. But whatever you do, keep going and just do not stop. Don't quit. As we close this traditional work week and enter the weekend, I want to leave you all with that. You are strong enough. You can absolutely do it, but you have to believe that you can. Just don't quit. Just don't quit, my friends. As I've told you guys a couple episodes now, I believe in you and know that you got this. TGIF, my friends. Happy Friday, and thank you again for listening to the Cup of Jon Jon. I love you so much for tuning in every single day and joining me on this fun journey. And until next time, ta-ta.